Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase, pricing, and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is an outstanding 1997 launch from Patek Philippe, visually related to the reference 5000, but a little bit more elegant across the board. This is the reference 5026R. The model was launched in 1997 and built through about 2002. And the example in my hand was both built and retailed in 1997. It's a little giant at 33 millimeters in diameter in rose gold, 7.9 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, 40.5 millimeters, with a 19 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and the strap itself is not broken in, and it's a very stiff, high-grade alligator leather, so I'm pulling it super tight just to keep the watch on my wrist. As this breaks in, it will wear beautifully on a wrist of any size. A man can wear this, a woman can wear this. Size is not an issue, any wrist size whatsoever. It's very flat, it'll easily slide underneath the dress cuff. It is a formal watch par excellence. As I mentioned, the strap is heavy duty. We have high-grade alligator leather in large, medium, and small scale, an unusual gradient scale type cut we don't often see, but it gives the watch a distinctive design and in high gloss, very upscale. Taking a look in profile, we got a folded edge, monotone stitch, calfskin on the back. We'll take a look around here. On the side, we have no perforation, gouging, no crimping. It is a brand new Patek Philippe factory strap, a simple rose gold spade-style pin buckle. The case is different from a 5000. The 5000 is distinguished by a lug profile that includes a case band that wraps around the end of the lug. This is more conventional with satin finishing and profile, more like a traditional Calatrava, where the lug blends into the case band, and then we have polished lug hoods that are very narrow. We have a bezel that has a vertical lip and then an almost totally flat profile across the top. An unusual look. It is very, very, very shallow as a conical bezel, almost completely flat, and then you can see there's a little bit of a cambered curvature to the crystal. We've got the Calatrava cross, which is the logo of the company, and you can see it's very different externally. The case is nothing like a 5000, and the dial, although it's similar in layout to the 5000, also has plenty of distinctions. A 5000 would feature different numerals, different hands. The time scales would be different. The one thing they have in common is their approximate size, the off-centered seconds, and the micro rotor automatic. We have rose gold gilt style printing. You can see we have a dimple style track outboard for reading the minutes, Breguet style hands. We have that little sub-second with its own chemin de fer, or railroad track seconds. And the numerals are Breguet style numerals to match the Breguet style hands. Again, all of this very different from the 5000, which is a bit sportier. This is a bit more elegant and formal. Turning it over, though, it's mechanically identical to the 5000. We have a screwed-in case back, 30-meter water resistance, caliber 240, petite seconde, 27 joules, 3 hertz beat rate, automatic winding by 22-karat micro rotor, 48-hour power reserve. It does not feature hacking seconds, but it does feature the Geneva hallmark. You'd see it hiding there. The imprimatur of quality on pre-July 2009 Patek Philippe watches. 5-position adjustment, a high horology and chronometer standard. You can see the nice thing about a micro rotor is that it gives you automatic winding, but then the winding train and the rotor don't block your view of the case back, and the whole thing winds up being just as thin as a manual wind. And it's unusual to find a micro rotor on a Patek Philippe watch that is not some sort of artisanal craft or prestige complication. Normally those get the 215 manual wind, or they get a very basic center rotor automatic. So this is a colossal feather in the cap for what is essentially just a 3-hand 1990s Calatrava. And you can see one detail that might suggest a retrofit with upgraded parts. It appears to have ceramic ball bearings in the micro rotor, a small telltale of subsequent service to improve the performance. Stripes across the bridges, engine turning perlage on the base plate. You can see the bevels shining on the edge of the rounded bridges. You can also see beveling in the jewel sinks. Screw heads are polished with chamfered slots in circumference, and we have satin on the ratchet wheel as well as the drivetrain with a Gyromax free-sprung style balance that allows for precise adjustment and greater durability in the face of shock. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.